Hey y'all.
Hey friends. Where are we headed, Mikey?
Heading to the pulmonary doctor.
Finally, I get to see my pulmonary doctor to see about my sleep apnea. I've been on my machine. What's today? Monday? I guess Wednesday will be 4 weeks. He wanted me on my machine a few weeks before I actually come in to discuss my sleep apnea results, just to see my progress. So I'm pretty...
Which has been pretty good because you've been getting hundreds.
Yeah, I got like...
You've been getting passing grades.
400s in a row. But I do want to share, I did a mask review. So right now I'm with a full mask, which I hate. I hate it, hate it, hate it. My numbers are better, but it still leaks at night, and I've got it tightened so tight to my face that like when I rub right here, it sends a nerve tingle all the way to the tip of my nose. So I think what's happening is my mask is so tight on my face, and oh, see, just moving my glasses sent a nerve tingle to the tip of my nose. It's weird. I don't like it. But I think my mask is so tight, and when I'm sleeping at night, when I roll over and push into my pillow, it's causing that to tickle. The tingle feels like it's a tickle. And for about 3 days, I kept thinking that I had a hair like brushing the tip of my nose, and I would like try to take my glasses off. I'm rubbing my face. I can't find a hair. And then I realized, with especially my sunglasses, the way they sit on my nose, it hits that nerve, and then it's the tickle to the tip of my nose. So that's when I realized. I started rubbing around my nose and figured out that it's a nerve. So I think that is tingling in the night, and I think that I've got an itch, and I'm trying to scratch my face. Well, with a full mask on, you can't scratch your face. So I end up ripping it off. I woke up at 3:30 this morning. Don't know what time I ripped my mask off, but yeah, I ripped it off, and it was laying on the pillow beside me. So I think that's the problem. I'm going to talk to them today and see if maybe, hopefully, I can get my pressure taken down some, because during my second sleep study, when they put the mask on me, I ended up with the nasal mask, and it shifted and it was leaking air the whole night. So they had to keep going up with the pressure because the episodes weren't stopping. So I think that it's because my mask was leaking so badly. So I'm hoping that maybe they'll come down on my pressure today, and then I'll get to go back to the second mask that I had. I really liked that mask. It's a full face mask, but it didn't come over my nose. It came under, right here. My nose sat down in the little it covered my mouth, but then my nose sat down in to the top of the mask. It didn't come up over my nose. So that's what I'm hoping. What do you think, Mikey? You think that I've progressed? So
It's worth a try. We'll see what happens with the trying to get your pressure lower.
Right. So hopefully good news today. I hope. But I have had several nights of 100s, so that's promising. Anyway, we'll check back on after we leave the doctor. So we just left my pulmonary doctor, and I might have good news, maybe not. So she's going to lower my pressure from 22/16 to, what's she gonna put it? It was
22/18.
It was 22/16, and she's going to lower it to
18/13.
18/13. So that's a little promising. One reason that the insurance didn't want to pay for my BiPAP ST is because they didn't leave me on the BiPAP long enough. So what exactly is what was the reason that they didn't leave that? What's the reason the insurance doesn't want to pay it?
They don't want to pay it because there's a protocol that they got to follow. They've got to first put you on CPAP, and they've got to put you on BiPAP for so long. Then they got to put you on BiPAP ST.
And explain the ST, because I didn't understand the ST at first. So they explained that today.
They call it rate. They say that if you don't breathe, if your body does not breathe 6 times in a minute. If you stop breathing, then it's going to blow air into your face to trigger your body to start breathing. That's the ST, or that's the rate. And that's also what causes, I just draw a blank on what it is.
Central.
No, not the central. That's apnea is what it is.
Hypopnea.
That's the low oxygen concentration when you don't breathe. And that's the ST. And evidently they didn't leave it on the BiPAP long enough to see if that would take care of her episodes.
But she said the reason they didn't leave it probably on the BiPAP long enough before they put the ST is because it was coming to the end of my sleep study. So they switched me to BiPAP kind of late into my sleep study because the CPAP wasn't stopping my episodes. So my rate was set at 10 seconds. So if I wasn't breathing within 10 seconds, then it would push that pressure after the 10 seconds. So what she's doing is removing that, putting me back down onto BiPAP, not the BiPAP ST, and gonna see if I can still not have the episodes and on just the BiPAP. And then they're gonna lower my pressure, or they did lower my pressure from 218/13, and they're gonna watch me for the next couple of nights and see if that might still keep me stable to where I'm not having as many episodes. But now if my episodes do go back up, then that will be good cause for her to be able to argue it with the insurance company that I do need the ST machine. If I do okay on just the BiPAP, then that means I'm going to have to switch out my machine, and I'll just be on BiPAP and not the BiPAP ST, which I guess is a little bit cheaper, and is the reason that the insurance doesn't want to pay for it. But my hope is that I'll be able to go back to the second mask if you've watched my mask review. So it's a Philips Respironics Dreamwear. This is the second one that I did. So we went and picked this back up today because thank goodness when you try a mask, she put it back with my name on it in case I could go back to it. So the reason that this mask, which has been my favorite out of 3, the reason it didn't work is because my pressure was so high it was causing it to push away from my face. Well, the same thing was happening with my full face mask that comes over my nose. And so hopefully with this mask, it comes under my nose. I won't get that pressure point up here on my nose that's bugging the heck out of me now. And with that pressure being lower, maybe I'll be able to work with this mask. So we're going to try this over the next couple of nights, and we're going to go with the lower pressure. She said she'd call me in a couple of days and tell me good or bad if it worked or if it didn't. If it didn't, then she's going to call the insurance company, tell them I need to stick with this machine, and if it did, then I'm going to switch to the BiPAP machine. So I feel like we got some pretty good news today. Do you? It's promising, and she did tell me that if I could possibly lose a significant amount of weight, then I might just lose my obstructive sleep apnea and possibly could get better. So that has given me more push, I think. I really want to lose this weight. I already was wanting to lose it, but I feel encouraged now. I feel a lot better. I feel better than I have felt since I got diagnosed. So I guess this would be my first positive feeling with all this process. So I hope that my positive feelings are going to help somebody else. How do you feel?
I feel fine.
He's felt fine the whole time. He's been so encouraging, and I don't know what I would have done with any of my problems and health issues without him. He's really a good cheerleader. He's my best cheerleader ever. So yeah, hopefully this will help somebody to see that things do, things can, you just gotta stick with it. I've stuck with it for a month now, and there's been times that I throw my mask off in the floor, but you know what, I get back on it and I push and I try harder to make it work. So if you're watching this and your mask has landed in the floor a few times, don't give up. Keep putting it back on. And because she said that my oxygen was good today, my blood pressure and my heart rate was great. I never get a good reading on blood pressure, and my blood pressure's down, so it's working. This is working for me. So, you know, if you feel like giving up, don't. Just keep working and pushing, and pray about it. And if you just continue, then it's going to work for you too. I know it will. So we'll give you another review after the next couple of nights and see how this goes, and hopefully we'll have more good news. See y'all.
Bye, friends.